this is Matt with LSAT Cracked. Now, we've already covered premises and conclusions, but let's do a quick recap. A conclusion is a claim for which one or more other statements are offered in support of that claim. The statements that are doing the support are called premises. A conclusion is supported by premises, but a conclusion does not support premises. So it's the direction of support that helps differentiate those two pieces of an argument. Now there's two other pieces of an argument which are optional but frequently used on the LSAT, and you need to know them well. One is called a concession. That's where I admit something that goes against my conclusion, but I nonetheless argue that my conclusion is valid and I'm making a good claim. Example, despite the fact that LeBron James has not won the most NBA titles in history, he is nevertheless the greatest NBA player of all time. This is because his wins over replacement rate for his position is the highest in recorded history. Suppose that was my argument. The conclusion is that LeBron's the greatest of all time. The fact that he has not won the most NBA titles, that's not the conclusion. It's definitely not a premise because it's not supporting my conclusion. It actually goes against it. But I'm saying that my conclusion is, in spite of that being true, my conclusion is still valid. The other category you want to learn well is when someone else's position, usually it's the first sentence of the argument. Many people claim that climate change, or global warming, is overrated. Okay? Next sentence, but this is false, or but I disagree. It's typically going to be a short, clipped sentence, it's usually negative, and it's responding back to what the first sentence said. That's almost always going to be the conclusion of our argument. Basically, we're disagreeing with someone else's position. Make sure that when you're articulating the conclusion, you correctly synthesize those two claims. So in this example, it would be something along the lines of, the claim that global warming is overrated is false. That first sentence isn't a premise, it's not a conclusion, and it's not something that we're conceding. It's an opposing position that we are arguing against. If you have those four components clearly in your head and analytically distinct when you're reading arguments, you'll be in a good spot.